Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Marky Picks. And today, I got another six-pick prize pick slip for you, covering some college football and some MLB. Quick recap of yesterday's slip. Another one that just didn't go our way. We've been really ice cold over the last couple of days. So, if you've been tailing these slips, I mean, we can't buy any, can't get anything going here. Um, Very disappointing. I really wish we could get stuff going. Usually I don't go in these cold streaks like this. This is a very a first for me is just doing prize picks. And if you've been tailing over the last couple weeks, you know we've been hitting pretty insanely at a high hit rate. So we haven't been hitting the 6 for 6s, but we've been getting 5 out of 6, 4 out of 6, 5 out of 6. We've been like getting that like consistently, which is very strong, very much profit, especially if you're splitting these slips up. But yeah, I had a couple two picks off this slip today. I just couldn't pair the two together. We hit the Falcons and Bills game. We nailed that projection perfectly. It went exactly how I thought it was going to go. I knew Bijan was due for just a monster game. That's my favorite pick of the day. That showed why. The Josh Allen one was actually my riskiest one. I didn't really like that one, and it ended up burning us. I would end up actually cashing. So sometimes the riskiest picks are going to be the one to hit. But Krosky Merritt, he just really couldn't break free that much in this game. I mean, he got the volume I projected him for, just a little bit short on the yards per carry in this matchup, which was a little bit of a shock. Caleb Williams, this is another one. He was on pace to hit this, but games kind of slowed down for him. And when it started raining there in that fourth quarter, he didn't really have any problems completing passes. He was just kind of being stupid sometimes when he was chucking it downfield for no reason. When he had some open guys over the middle. But Trey Savage, we were out of this one right from the first inning. Yeah, he didn't hit his strikeout line or his fantasy score, so he just didn't have control of that splitter today. He was hanging it up in the middle of the zone, and the Mariners were putting some good at bats together as well. Didn't really favor anything in the over here. And Blake Snell once again burned us. He's another guy I'm just not going to touch anymore for the rest of the postseason. If anything, I'm going to take him over the next start because he's just dominating everybody. But I feel really good about today's slip, actually. We got some college football picks that I'm really high on, I would say. And we got one MLB play, so I'll just go ahead and jump right into today's slip. I'm not going to waste anybody's time. First pick of the day, we're going MLB. We're going Freddy Peralta over 5.5 Ks. I got him projected at 7.03. Game 2 here between the Brewers and Dodgers. Came down to an exciting finish yesterday. So in this matchup here, Freddy Peralta, he struggled last time out against the Cubs. He really just got hit around early on in that game. Didn't last long at all. But he's come back home today, pitching in Milwaukee. He's a way different pitcher pitching at home. He's very strong pitching at home. And I really do like his strikeout potential in this game. That's why I got him projected for 7.03. This could be tight, because I don't know how deep he could go. I mean, if he gets into any trouble like he did last start against the Cubs, they could pull him out early. And the Dodgers, they have that potent lineup as well. So I mean, they could very easily get to Freddy Peralta early and take him out of the game early. So that's why I stayed away from his fantasy score, because his fantasy score over I think was 28.5. That was something I was looking at. That could be a pretty strong pick if you want to go that route. But I think the Dodgers could easily scratch a couple get a runner on base and hit 2-run homer. I think that's an easy scenario that could happen. But I do like the strikeout upside here. The Dodgers, they are prone to striking out. They do got some guys in the lineup that don't strike out that much. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. But Shohei has been striking out a lot, so I think that's a guy he could get struck out in this game. And if he could strike out any like Mookie or Freddie, that's always a plus. So it's not my most confident pick. I would say it's one of my mid-tier picks on the day on this slip entirely. But I think it's a great starter for the slip today. Pick number 2, we're going Kejon Owens over 68.5 rushing yards. I got him projected at 91.5. You got FIU taking on Western Kentucky in this matchup. Yeah, I'm not sure why this line is set this low. I mean, it really doesn't make any sense. I'm running the numbers. I mean, I was crunching the formulas together, and nothing. I don't know. I really don't understand. Unless there's some kind of injury risk that I don't know about, that he's going to be limited. I think his line definitely jumps up in like the 70s. I think the only reason his lines drop down this low is because FIU is like 10.5 point favorites or 9.5 point favorites, so they are heavy underdogs. But this is a FIU team that likes to run the ball anyway. I mean, even if they get behind, yeah, they might throw it a little bit more, but they're still going to stick to their game plan, which is running the ball. And Kejon Owens, he has been very solid. I mean, if you look at his last 5, he's been smashing his number pretty much with ease. He only barely missed it by in one game, I believe. And I think that was just, I'm not sure. That was my game script in that. But Western Kentucky is another favorable matchup for him. They're not a very good rushing defense at all. They give up tons of rushes per carry. And Kejon Owens, I mean, this is a guy that can really take up a lot of volume and take up some big rushing plays. And I know that the spread is they're on 10.5 point underdogs, but I think they can very easily have success on the ground. So I think they're going to have to attack that in this game. So I think that's a strong over. I would put that as one of my top picks on the slip. So that's a great start. Number 2 there. Pick number 3, we're going Dante Lee over 27.5 receiving yards. I got him projected at 53.6. You got Liberty taking on New Mexico State here. And Liberty, they got their quarterback back now. Ethan Vasquez now out there throwing passes, and Liberty's a much better team when he's out there, and he's looking pretty healthy after that game last week against UTEP. So, if you look at his last 5 game logs, you see like in the middle he's had like no yards really, I think. But this is a guy that's just a very good deep threat. You know, this is a guy that's not going to rack up volume. But he's a guy that's going to get big passing plays. He at least gets one big passing play every game. And in this matchup, New Mexico State, they're not a very good passing defense. So I'm expecting Liberty to have much success throwing the ball. I was going to take Ethan Vasquez over his passing yards line at 205.5. But, I could, considering that Liberty is like 9.5 point favorites in this game at home, they could very easily, run the ball more when they get up by a big lead, especially when you're at home. So, and Liberty, this is the only risk with this pick is because Liberty does have a plethora of wide receivers, so they use tons of wide receivers. So, but if you had to rank the wide receivers on their team, Dante Lee has to be like the number 2 receiver. So, I think he's going to get plenty of chances to get some big passing plays down the field. So, while it's not one of my favorite picks on the slip, I would say it's a very strong pick indeed. But jumping to pick number 4, we're going with Matthew Henry over 63.5 receiving yards. I got him at 75.1. Here we got Western Kentucky against FIU, so another pick to that FIU game we picked from earlier with Kejon Owens. Taking the over here. I'm expecting some points to be scored in this game since I'm taking both of these guys to go over. So. And the Vegas odds do as well. I think the total is at like 57.5, I believe, or something like that. Pretty high total. But Western Kentucky loves to throw the ball, and FIU cannot defend the pass very well at all. So you put 2 and 2 together. Matthew Henry is the number 1 wide receiver, and he's a very good number 1 wide receiver indeed. So I expect him to have a big game. If you look at his last 2 games, he's been really going off after a slow kind of start. I know he's been dealing with some kind of injuries, so there is some risk there. So, if you don't feel comfortable about that, then I wouldn't play it. But I think even if he is injured a little bit, I still think he gets enough volume to get over his line. Now, the only risk here is because Western Kentucky, once again, they are 9.5 point favorites, so passing volume might be limited if they get up by a big lead. But I think if they get up by a big lead, Matthew Henry is going to have to be involved down the field in this passing game. And McIver, the quarterback, I think his line's at like 290.5 passing yards. So that's a big number. He's very capable of getting that. I don't have him projected to go over that actually. I have him at like 283. So I have him right on line there pretty much with what the sports books are thinking here. But I think there's going to be plenty of chances for Matthew Henry to get open down the field. So I think it's a strong overplay there. I think it's probably my second favorite pick of these picks so far. Let's go to pick number 5. We're going Logan Fife under 239.5 passing yards. I got him at 221.3. So another pick to this Liberty and New Mexico State game. Logan Fife, if you look at his last 5 game logs, he's actually been smashing this number. So he's gone over in like 4 of his last 5 games. He's averaging like 254.5 passing yards on the season. So he's a guy that's capable of getting over his number. He's shown it over the last 5 games as well. He's been right around 255 every single game. But in this spot, on the road, Liberty has a strong passing defense. They are very good. They don't allow very many passing plays. And when they do allow passing plays, they shut it down. They don't allow pretty much explosive plays at all. I was looking at his longest completion at 40.5, but I'm not taking any more of those props right now for next week because that's kind of why I think we've been losing over the last week is because I've been taking some random props and not the main prop categories like I am today. We're just sticking with the general baseline yards here, so we're not going to get screwed out of anything like that. So again, 500, 239.5. I don't think these books have been adjusting for this game script. He's definitely capable of going over his line, but I think his matchup's just way too tough for him. On the road here, Liberty at night, they usually get a good crowd there, so there's going to be some crazy environment, I would say, risk in that as well. But, there is some risk because if they get behind, they're going to throw it some more. And, yeah, one busted coverage can be a big passing play. So, I think this line is just a little bit too high for me, so that's why I'm taking the under here, 221.3, my projection for that. So last pick of the slip, we're going Hunter Summers, under 39.5 receiving yards. I got him at 32.4. This is the other game. It's Arkansas State and South Alabama. So this is supposed to be one of the most exciting games on the slate. Arkansas State, they do like to pass the ball, but they also have a running quarterback, so. But I just think this game's going to play a little bit slower than what everybody's thinking it is. South Alabama can really slow the game down at times. But both these offenses can score points, and they're just really fun teams to watch, I would say, on offense. So this is probably not going to be a good defensive game. But I'm hoping for some defense here because if you look at Hunter Summers, he's a guy who only gets around 2 to 3 catches a game. And South Alabama does play the pass a little pretty strong. That's actually their strength is the passing defense. So, and Arkansas State does like to pass, but they can do really both. So I think the rushing attack is going to be there for Arkansas State in this game. So I think Arkansas State's going to have success on the ground versus the pass. So I think that limits the air chances a little bit. But I do think this game is pretty competitive. I think actually South Alabama is favored by 7.5, so they are expected to be trailing throughout the whole way. So, it's one of those, but I think it's pretty strong. So if I had to rate like my favorite picks on this slip, I would say Kejon Owens is my number 1 favorite pick of the slip. And then I would probably go. I would say probably. I do like all these picks, so I'm trying to rank my 2 favorite. I know Kejon Owens like my favorite one, so I'm playing him on every single play today. I would say probably Dante Lee over 27.5 receiving yards as my number 2 favorite, or Matthew Henry. It'll be either one of those two, really. I mean, I don't want to play a 3-pick slip, but I'll probably do a 2-pick slip with Kejon Owens over his rushing yards, and then probably Matthew Henry over his 63.5 receiving yards. That's probably the 2-pick I would play together. So that's today's picks, guys. If you enjoyed it, smash the like and subscribe button. It really helps me out a ton. It gets these videos out to more people that need free picks, free wins. I know we haven't been winning over the last week, so it's kind of been. I would probably tail at your own risk right now until we start winning again, but we can turn this around any one of these days. It's going to happen. I don't go on big losing streaks often, so I think today's the day we can get at least a solid hit percentage at least to go back to the 4 out of 6, 5 out of 6, so we can get a little bit more profit in there. So that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.